Welcome back to the OHIO Podcast Thursday night call-in show, everybody. I am your host, Buckeye Boggs, a.k.a. the Podfather, and you are you, and we're thankful you decided to join us this evening for what should be a interesting evening of phone calls. I say that because, well, I stirred a hornet's nest this week. That's nothing new. I've done that multiple times. I do that quite often on this platform, especially with, should we say, fan bases of people with unrealistic expectations. And such was the case this week with the fans just to the west of us in the Hoosier State who cheer for IU. They are not too happy with the Podfather spitting some truth at them and trying to get them to understand that they, in their attempt to punch up to the big boys in the Big Ten, the realism that they are not even close yet to being compared on our level is the absolute truth. It would be like me trying to compare Ohio State basketball to Indiana basketball. It's not the same. It's not close. And for me to even do so would be unrealistic. You have to know where your lane is. I think one of the biggest epidemics facing our country today, and happens to also be in the sports world, are people who have zero self-awareness. Zero, nada, self-awareness. And anybody who has a keyboard now, or a microphone for that matter, has an opinion. You're allowed to your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. But that doesn't mean that your opinion is correct. Such is the case for the people rooting for Indiana. And I had to call them out on it, and they don't like it. And so I have started a personal, I guess you could say, podcast war with some fans from Indiana. And by the way, I like the Hoosier Huddle guys. I like them a lot. I think they're fantastic dudes. I think they've got a great platform. I'm happy that they had a good year, and they're excited about 2025. But give me a break, guys. When Indiana fans literally can't take the fact that realistically they are not in the same ballpark as Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, dare we say the team up north. They're not even in this. We beat them 20-15 at home last year. You guys lost to them. That's literally the only argument they have right now. Yes, and you guys literally beat one team during the regular season who had a winning record. One team. So don't come on here and in the discussion or on this platform or in the comment section and think that that we're entitled to kneel down to you. We have 80 wins against you guys. 80 wins. We're on a 29-game win streak against the Hoosiers. So excuse me if I don't feel like bowing down to mighty Indiana on my own platform. My goodness. Yeah. How y'all doing tonight? Make sure you hit the thumbs up. We appreciate each and every single one of you tonight. We are going to have a great show. You can call the show 567-483-1999 is the number. Dial us up tonight. Let's have some conversation. I want to talk about this, Indiana. I want to talk to somebody from Indiana. We have a call waiting in the queue, and it's a first-time caller that I'm aware of. I hope it's somebody from Indiana. Let's just find out. Let's find out tonight, shall we? Let's do it. 574, welcome to the OHIO Podcast. Who we talking to?
Hey, Eric. This is Phil Haig, first-time caller, big friend of John with Always Irish Crew over there. I just thought I'd give you a call here and check your show out tonight, man.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in, Phil. I appreciate it, man. How you doing this evening otherwise? And appreciate you calling in, man. And do you have any thoughts on Indiana?
I mean, obviously we played him in the playoff game last year, so yeah, of course I got thoughts. I mean, what do you want to start? I can start with the coach. I kind of can't stand the guy. I think he's a fake tough guy. He talks a big game, and didn't we didn't have any problem with IU. What do you think between him and I compare him a lot with James Franklin of Penn State. I mean, between the two of them, who do you think the biggest fake tough guy?
Ooh, the biggest fake tough guy. I'm gonna go with Sig right now because he's not done it longer at a top level. Yeah, I think Sig's actually won more than what we've seen from James Franklin, but he's done it at lower levels where James has actually had a winning program at Penn State for a significant amount of time. The difference is that he's accumulated all those wins against lesser talented teams. The thing about James Franklin, Phil, and I'm sure you're aware of this now too, having beat Penn State in the Final Four last year, is that when Penn State goes up against equal or better talent, James Franklin does what we call James Franklining, which means at some point during the game, he will stub his toe as a play caller or a decision he makes as a head coach. Something will happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, Phil, the moment he talked down to Marcus Freeman was the moment he lost that game. There was a difference in Marcus Freeman in that game as a head coach. That guy was ready to, I think, suit it up himself and go play out there, man. He wanted to shut that guy up, and quite frankly, I was happy to see it. One of the things, Phil, about me personally, I'm a Big Ten guy. I know that you as a Notre Dame guy, we don't see eye to eye on that. But here's the thing: I'm not like the SEC people who will be like, it's if my team can't win, I'm going to root for the rest of the teams in the Big Ten to win. Yeah, I want to see the Big Ten teams do well against other conferences and bowl games. I would love to see that. But at the end of the day, there are certain people in the Big Ten I just don't like. Obviously, I don't like the team up north. We both share that in common. And I don't like James Franklin. I think James Franklin is fool's gold. And to be quite honest with you, I think a lot of people in their fan base know he's fool's gold, hence why he's arguing with their fans all the time.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. Franklin always, like you said, he always finds a way to lose the big games. He's not the sharpest, I don't know what you say, pencil in the box. And, he showed that. He showed that against Notre Dame in the playoff game. All he had to do was just run the ball, just keep it that simple. And he tried to, get cute and do stupid crap. And he ended up losing. Honestly, if they would have kept running the ball, I thought that was our weakest spot, is teams that could run good. And that's the thing that worries us this year, too, with, a couple of the middle guys gone. As teams, I'm afraid they're going to try to run it down our throat. And I'm really hoping, we got a couple of guys that's going to show up in the middle on the defense. I think Jason Anye is a guy that I'm looking forward to on our team that's going to step up. And I think he's going to make a big jump if he can stay healthy. That's the thing with him. But, yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said about James Franklin. And both Franklin and Sig are both the complete opposite of Marcus Freeman. I mean, Marcus Freeman is a class guy. I'm just happy to have him as a coach. I wasn't one of the ones that, after year one, when we lost to, Marshall, and of course, last year we had the NIU fluke right out of the gate. But, he's learning. He's young. He's a first-time head coach.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that clearly all the players want to play for. He's shown that with our, the recruits we got coming in. We got a very nice recruiting class in 2026. And unlike you guys, we need some big wide receiver recruits. I know you guys are always getting the good receivers. And actually, that's another thing I wanted to bring up on your call. I think a lot of the reason, yes, you have great, 5-star receivers. Jeremiah Smith is an absolute stud. Another thing, you guys always get good corners too, but I think those two, those are hand in hand. Part of the reason your receivers are so good is because you have great corners, in practice and training camp that make each other better.
Oh yeah.
I mean, them two work off of each other, and you can see it on the field on game day.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron, brother. It's one of the reasons why they're able to recruit the wide receiver position and the cornerback and safety position like they do, is because they're able to go in there and say, hey, you're going to be competing against the best each and every single week. It'll prepare you for the NFL. I've been at practice, Phil. I've watched practices in person over there, and I'm here to tell you, man, those when they go 7-on-7, those guys go at it, man. That's why they're so good in the games. It's one of the reasons why Ohio State, under Ryan Day, was able to kind of flip the script, if you will, as far as producing quarterback talent and surrounding that quarterback talent with NFL caliber wide receivers, is because in practice, it's what they work on consistently over and over and over again. And so when those recruits come on campus and they see that and they witness that, and they, the upper echelon talent, they know, if I'm going to get better, I've got to go to a place that's going to make me better. And so, hats off to Ryan Day, who I think was the catalyst to getting that going, getting that started in the latter years when he was the quarterback coach and play caller under Urban Meyer. It's something that Ohio State fans don't do a whole lot of talking about, is how Ryan Day was able to kind of flip the script on producing NFL caliber quarterbacks. And I think the wide receivers kind of came along with that at the same time. Now, we've always had some talented wide receivers at Ohio State, but nothing like this, man. I mean, let's be honest. The last 10 years at Ohio State in producing first-round draft picks at the wide receiver position is unprecedented at Ohio State before. I want to go back to Marcus Freeman here real fast with you, Phil, since you called in and you're on the line, my man. My co-host Chris doesn't like Marcus very well.
I know.
He's doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on his disdain for Marcus Freeman. I never have taken that stance. I've always liked Marcus Freeman because Marcus Freeman to me is a Jim Tressel guy, and I absolutely love Jim Tressel. He is my A1 number one coach all time at Ohio State. That in my lifetime, I wasn't alive during Woody Hayes, but Jim Tressel turned this program around after what was a terrible 90s, and as far as beating the team up north and winning bowl games. And Jim Tressel was able to turn that around.
Something Ryan Day needs to figure out how to do.
Right. Well, yeah, he's got. I know he's got the national championship thing finally, but he's got to supplement that by beating the team up north in late November. Obviously, I agree with that. But the thing I want to point out to you about Marcus Freeman, and this is the thing, I haven't got a chance to talk to John Kennedy about this yet. I think Marcus Freeman is exactly where Ryan Day was at this exact moment in his tenure. And the thing I want to stress to Notre Dame fans is be patient. Just like Ohio State
100%.
fans almost lost patience with Ryan Day, don't lose patience with Marcus Freeman. You said it. He's learning on the job. That is exactly what Ryan Day was doing. He was learning on the job. The only difference was Marcus Freeman didn't start off with the kind of roster Urban Meyer handed Ryan Day. That's the difference. And I am uber impressed that Marcus Freeman in year number 3, after suffering that loss to Northern Illinois, was able to take that roster, who was very beat up, especially up front at the offensive line, and you got not only won out the rest of your regular season, but then you made the run that you made in the postseason by beating Indiana, by beating Georgia, by beating Penn State. I think Notre Dame is in a very, very good place. And as long as they continue to hand Marcus Freeman the financial backing that he needs, I'm here to tell you Notre Dame is going to win a national championship with Marcus Freeman. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they made it clear, especially with the hire of Pete Bavacqua taking over for the former AD. I mean, obviously Notre Dame is has taken a jump, and clearly he wants, they're focusing on the football program and making that one of the top priorities there now. Obviously, they built a whole new building there on the campus for the football program. And my rule of thumb always with coaches and quarterbacks, when you have a great young quarterback, more so in pros and college, but 3 years. You got to give them 3 years. You got to give them time to recruit, give them time to get their players developed, get the right coaches in place. And that's right where we're at. I think we're on the verge of Marcus Freeman's prime. And that's what I was trying to preach to everybody in the Always Irish group. I was getting so fed up, and I got into it with many people that, wanted him out the door as soon as he started. And, it's just, there's so many small things that come into coaching, especially with a brand new young coach that's inexperienced. You have to learn so many small things that a lot of people don't realize. But hey, we're here now, and I'm looking forward to this season. We got to go down to Miami right out of the gate. That's going to be a tough place to play. There's a little bit of a history there, obviously, with the Catholics convicts game and everything. Then we got to go to Texas A&M comes here to South Bend. So, we got 2 tough games right out, right in the front, and still, CJ Carr, Kenny Minchie, I'm not sure who the quarterback's going to be. I got my feeling, but we'll see what happens here and who proves themselves. With the coaches we have, I just trust them that they see and they make the best decision for the program. I wanted to ask you though, as far as Ohio State's concerned, how do you feel about quarterbacks?
Oh, I think it's Julian Sain, dude. I have felt that since the end of last season. In fact, I felt it before the end of last season. The coaches have given us signals that Julian Sain is the guy who they want to win this job, just based off little things they've said about him. And of course, they've been very complimentary as well with the other quarterback. But at the end of the day, man, Julian Sain, the ceiling is so high on him that I think they give him first crack. I really do. That's always been my feeling. It's how I think it goes. Now, one of the things I'm worried about, Phil, just being completely open and honest with you, is the fact that he starts his career against Texas. that's not exactly Little Sisters of the Poor here, okay? I understand we get that game at home, but it's going to be a barn burner. And I am a little weary that if he has a bad start to his career, how that could affect his confidence. And then couple that with 3 games later, he opens Big Ten play on the road at Washington in Seattle, where the Huskies have a 20-game winning streak at home going, which includes 2 wins over Oregon back in 2023. It includes a win over Michigan last year. And that's his first road game, is in a hostile environment in what will be a ruckus crowd in Seattle, Washington. I am weary that Julian, if it doesn't go well, this could really affect his confidence, which could affect this season for Ohio State. It's something you're not hearing a lot on Ohio State podcasts, something you're not reading on the message boards or the blogs. People are confident that Julian's going to be just fine, but if it doesn't go well, how will that affect his confidence, and in turn, how will that affect the season? That is something I am weary about. But to just answer your question, Phil, I do think it's going to be Julian, man. Phil, this was a great call, brother. On your way out, anything else, brother, you want to touch on?
No, nothing really. I was just going to ask you about Texas real quick, your first game. I think I'm looking forward to actually watching that game.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that game. That's 2 elite programs, I think, that are going to be at the top of the rankings this year. I'm not even sure. When do the rankings, the preseason rankings come out? Do you know?
They usually come out the second week in August. is when you'll see the first
Okay.
rankings come out. Now you're going to see everybody's BS rankings, ESPN, CBS,
Yeah, none of
sports.
that matters. I
Right,
know that.
exactly. The AP and coaches poll are the only ones that truly matter. And I'll be honest with you, Phil. I think they shouldn't release them until at least after week 3 or 4. It's pointless to
I was
do.
getting ready to say the same thing.
Yeah. It's pointless to do it. It really sets the SEC up to, well, look, this guy beat this guy. It's like off of a bogus preseason ranking that doesn't mean anything. I mean, how many times is LSU going to be ranked in the top 10 to start the preseason and they lose the opening game? I mean, they're going to be on what, going on season number 4 possibly of that happening. So to me, it's an SEC thing that they can do, and it's a bunch of BS. Phil, I'll make you a guarantee here, man. Since you're a good dude, and this was a great phone call to start off with. If you root for Ohio State on Saturday, I'll be rooting for Notre Dame on Sunday. How's that sound?
That sounds fair to me. What are you worried about with Texas? Let me ask you that before I head out.
The physicality of their play, especially on defense. I think Texas will have a chip on their shoulder, those of who are returning from last season, and I think that I think particularly their offensive line, if they can get a good push up front with our inexperienced defensive line, we are replacing all 4 starters on the defensive line. Now, the guys who are going to be starting on the defensive line, Phil, they are upperclassmen who've been at Ohio State in the program for 4 or 5 years. So these are elite kids. They just don't have the game reps because they've been sitting behind all these other guys. My concern is going to be in the trenches. Now, I like our offensive line. I think our offensive line is going to be do a good enough job, I think, this season. But this is game 1, and this is going to be an angry, pissed off Texas team, and they're going to come after Julian. They are going to try to rattle his cage, knowing this is his first real college game experience. Where Arch, I think he's got 3 games under his belt already as a starter. Now they were, BS nobody games last year, but he has that experience already where Julian does not. Phil, great call, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Call back anytime.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for having me on, and I'll look forward to seeing you on this show, or I know you pop in John's show all the time and in the chat anyway. So I'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Phil. Take care.
Bye.
All right, we're off and running on a Thursday night, everybody. Great leadoff batter right there, Phil, bringing in some Notre Dame leadoff single for us, everybody. All right, man, let's go to Tyler tonight. What's up, T?
Eric, I got a lot that I want to just go. One thing that we're not talking about going this Texans game too. Texas has 4 new starters on the offensive line too, though.
I just saw that comment in the chat that you posted about that. They do. I understand that. That's a good point, Tyler. But they also, to Texas's credit, man, they hit the portal pretty well. So.
Yeah, they did. But also, if you're having 4 new starters on the offensive line coming to Columbus, Ohio, though, is that's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, we got home field advantage, but it's a freaking big noon kickoff game, Tyler. And guess who's going to be there at big noon kickoff, Tyler, for game number 1 against Texas?
Big Portnoy.
You mean to tell me Ohio State has carried the water for Fox for what, 3-4 years now with all these big noon kickoffs, and they reward us with Dave Portnoy? This is ridiculous.
Why? Here's the other funny thing, Eric. We already have Charles Woodson.
I know.
Why do we need Dave Portnoy as well? That's like rubbing salt on an open wound.
It's their answer to what's his name on College Game Day on ESPN.
Desmond Howard. Why is Michigan people being saturated? Why are we getting saturated with Michigan people everywhere, Eric?
It's the story of our lives, man. It literally is the story of our lives, isn't it? By the way, I don't even think Dave Portnoy's not even really a quote unquote Michigan man. Isn't he from the East Coast?
Yes, he is. He's from Boston.
Yeah, he's a trust fund kid. Yeah, isn't that just par for the course for them?
Yeah, it is. But when I heard that, I was like, why? Why do you need him? He will do nothing for you. The only thing that Dave Portnoy will do is just every week we'll see how big his nose is. And I got a big nose myself, Eric.
Well, you do know why they're doing this, right?
Because they're trying to get Michigan and they're trying to praise Michigan.
No, it's their answer to Pat McAfee. See, so the one thing Game Day has going for them right now that Fox Big Noon doesn't is a charismatic, funny, likable, comedic sports figure that is Pat McAfee. Their answer to that is Dave Portnoy. Listen, Dave Portnoy is the Timu answer to Pat McAfee on Game Day. And I don't even like ESCCPN. And I didn't like Game Day. I was much more a Big Noon Kickoff guy than I was a College Game Day and all their ESPN, ESCC bias. But, I mean, now Fox does this. I guess I'm going to have to watch the Big Ten Network pregame shows, I guess. I guess that's where I've got to go. Shoot, maybe we should just do one here on the OHIO podcast. Maybe that's what we need to do.
You know what, Eric? Let's do that. Let's do that from now on. Because obviously we're getting saturated with more and more Michigan. And I don't know why. And you know who I also feel bad for on Big Noon Kickoff too?
What's that?
Urban Meyer.
Okay, explain.
Because he has to sit there and like be subject to Dave Portnoy and Charles Woodson every week.
Yeah, it's got to be super annoying, right? It's got to be. I feel sorry for him, but Urban will be able to hang. He's going to be able to. Urban's going to be able to take care of himself. Don't worry, Tyler. Like Urban will have an answer. Urban will have an answer for this. Adam Dowling, Eric, what are your thoughts on Dave Portnoy's comments? My question is which comments, Adam? With a $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Adam. Let me know what comments you're speaking about, and I'll respond to them after Tyler's phone call, Adam. Go ahead, Tyler.
But my other problem, I have two other problems, Eric. So, first of all, Indiana.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You make us look bad. You make us look bad in the Big Ten.
They make themselves look bad. That fan base, Tyler, is a joke. It is a joke. You have one good season in the last millennia. The one good season in the entire history of your entire program. And all of a sudden, you show zero humility, like none, zilch. It's like they've been here the entire time. And when I point that out to them, oh, here they come, dude. Just go to the comments and read them. It's unbelievable, Tyler.
I was in your comments section, Eric. I was in your comments section. And I was responding to one of the Indiana fans and talking like, Indiana, you are one of the teams we beat to win the national championship. What's your point in actually starting this whole argument about you being one of the best teams in the Big Ten?
Tyler, you're gonna make me repeat myself here, aren't you? You're gonna make me go over the stats one more time. I got them somewhere here. Here they are.
But please, Eric, because Indiana fans apparently can't do math.
FIU, they beat FIU last year. FIU's record 4-8. They beat Western Illinois. They hammered Western Illinois. Western Illinois at like a Division I AA school, 4-8 last year. UCLA 5-7. Charlotte from the group of 5-7. Maryland 4-8. Northwestern 4-8. Nebraska during the regular season 6-6. Washington during the regular season 6-6. Michigan State 5-7 overall. Michigan went 8-5. They were 7-5 in the regular season. Ohio State 14-2. That was their loss. Purdue 1-11, and then Notre Dame 14-2. That was their second loss. They beat one team with a winning record in the regular season. One team, and they beat them by 5 points at home.
One team, uno, Spanish. And here's the other crazy part about Indiana. Indiana, you canceled your home and away with Virginia.
Virginia was too difficult for them. Are you kidding me?
Like, no disrespect to Virginia. No disrespect. Hey, it's not their fault that Indiana was so... you scared them that bad? You know what? Honestly, I want to give a salute to Virginia, Eric. Congratulations. You beat Indiana. You're that scary. You beat Indiana, and you forced them to not play you.
Oh. Are you ready for this, guys? Here we go. Indiana's future non-conference teams, non-conference opponents. 2025, Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. 2026, Colorado State, Western Kentucky. 2027, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, and UMass. 2028, Austin Peay, Eastern Michigan. 2029, Ball State, Eastern Illinois, Western Kentucky. 2030, Notre Dame, Delaware. 2031, Notre Dame. 2032, UConn. I promise you, I guarantee it, I'm willing to put money down on it. Indiana's going to cancel their Notre Dame series.
Yep, I guarantee it too. Because apparently Notre Dame's too scary for Indiana, Eric. But honestly, to all the Notre Dame fans, I want to say, congratulations. You beat them so badly in the playoffs, they don't want to play you ever. They're going to cancel you. And honestly, Eric, I'm surprised. I'm not going to be surprised if they honestly do the same thing to us. Because
they can't cancel us.
Them for what, 29 times?
They can't cancel us. We're in the same conference, Tyler. They're never going to be able to cancel us. But here's what they're doing, Tyler. They are purposely trying to make sure they have an easy non-conference schedule so that when they get to Big Ten play, all they've got to do is win 10 games and they're in. They think if we can go 10-2, then we're going to be in the top 4 in the conference, and then we'll get to the college football playoff. That's what they're doing. It's why they're doing it. It's a shame. It's despicable. It's embarrassing to the conference. And Indiana needed to be shamed, and I shamed them, Tyler, and they can't take it. Their fans can't take it because they can't handle the truth. It is what it is, man. That's why. It's shameful.
And also, Eric, I already fully expected that was the reason. Because I was listening to other people today, and I heard their explanation. I was like, huh, what other team do I know very well that did exactly the same thing and won a national championship? Supposedly. Huh.
Talking about Ohio State?
No. The team that we despise the most, Eric.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And because Michigan, that was one of their strategies to being so successful, Eric. They would never play anyone.
Yeah, when they won the national championship in 2023, their non-conference was, if I recall correctly, was really weak. I'm going to look that up real now. I feel like their non-conference schedule in 2023 was a joke. Let's see.
When I saw that, I was like, this is just like Michigan. This is the same strategy Michigan
Yep.
had.
They played East Carolina, UNLV, and Bowling Green all at home. That was their non-conference schedule in 2023. The year they won the national championship. Yeah.
And Indiana, you're just like them. You're embarrassing now. You don't want to play Virginia. Big old bad Virginia.
Yeah, big old bad Virginia who went what 3-9 last year, I believe. The same Virginia team that basically I just did an interview with over at the College Huddle. Go subscribe over to the College Huddle if you haven't already, everybody. And those guys told me that they're rooting for a 6-6 season with a win over Virginia Tech. If they go 6-6 and they beat Virginia Tech, who they're 1-19 against in the last 20 years, that they will consider that a successful season. That same Virginia team who lost to Kurt Signetti when he was the head coach over down there at JMU, okay, the same guy apparently is afraid to play them with the roster he has at Indiana. Let that sink in. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here, Tyler.
I know, Eric. It's honestly sad. It's honestly sad that. And I was watching your video also, Eric, and I was like, so Indiana at best you might go 9-3 at best. But in all honesty, you're going to lose to Iowa, you're going to lose to Oregon, you're going to lose to Penn State, you're going to lose to Illinois. You're going to lose all of them. I hate to burst your bubble, Indiana. You had a great year last year, but that's going to happen.
There's a very real possibility after they go 3-0 to start the season with wins over Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State, that then they go 0-3 with losses against Illinois, a loss at Iowa, and a loss at Oregon State. They very well could be 3-3 after that. And then they still have a game against Penn State later in the season, which would knock them out of the playoffs completely. So, yeah, and I'm kind of rooting for that now. I'm rooting for that now. After dealing with that fan base this week, and I know that our Notre Dame fans were trying to tell me these guys are absolutely delusional, and boy oh boy are they. I'm seeing it now. Tyler, great call, buddy. Any last thoughts on your way out, man?
Yeah, just one more thing about the whole Portnoy thing. What I don't understand, Eric, maybe you can explain this. Why particularly Dave Portnoy? Of all people, what makes him so? Of all people, why?
I don't know. He's annoying as could be, dude. He is an annoying trust fund entrepreneur who has made his money off of social media. He was on the forefront of social media, and he's loud. He's brass. He's not my cup of tea, to be honest with you. And he's the quintessential Michigan fan. He's the Walmart Wolverine who happens to own the Walmart. That's who he is. Very annoying. Yeah, 100% agree with you, Natural. All right, Tyler, I got to move on, buddy. Appreciate the phone call, buddy. OH.
I'll.
All right, let's keep her moving this night. We have four calls and 4 callers in the queue. We're gonna try to move it on a little quicker now. What's happening, David? Welcome to the OHIO podcast on a Thursday night, a thirsty Thursday night.
What is happening, brother?
I am fired up tonight. Can you tell?
I see you are. You know what? I can't blame you because look, the Indiana fans are out of control. You know what? They always knew their place before. They get one good season and they lose their freaking minds. They think they all of a sudden they think they're LSU.
Yeah. Show some humility. That's all I'm asking. Just show some humility. Be thankful you had the season you did. You know why they got so mad at me, David? Did you hear why they're so upset with me? Because
you spoke the truth.
Because Chris and I had the audacity to say that this year they might win 6 to 8 games. And they got they were calling us every name in the book.
Honestly, I think they probably go 8-4, and you know, I think that's their ceiling. I think 8-4. Look, last year was, you know, they caught everybody off guard, right? They caught out everybody off guard. Nobody expected Indiana to be what they were last year, and then to top it off, you know, they had the easiest schedule. I mean, they had a scum schedule. You know, they had a scum schedule. They only played us and scum.
That's it. That was it. That was it. I went through the list. That's all. That was the only 2 teams in the regular season that had winning records. Michigan and Ohio State, and they went 1-1. And then when they went up against their third team, who had a winning record in the regular season, they got beat in the playoffs by Notre Dame. They are fool's gold.
Absolutely fool's gold. And look, revel in your year that you had. It was great. No one's taking that from you. It was a great run. But now, you know what? The schedule is going to be harder, and nobody's overlooking you this year, Indiana.
Exactly. Now, I don't doubt, David.
This year, Ohio State understands what's about ready to happen because we've been here before, right? We're going to for the next 12 games. We're getting ready to play 12 national championship games.
Yeah.
Our whole regular season will be playing 12 national championship games. Because we're going to catch everybody's best game.
100%.
Everybody has that circled already. They already had us circled on their schedule, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've got it they got it circled and highlighted. So, and that's what's going to happen to you, Indiana fans. No, look, you think you're going to go? Didn't you say they have to go to Illinois?
They host Illinois. They host Illinois, and then they go to Iowa, they go to Oregon, and they go to Penn State. And they think they're going to the playoffs. You ain't going.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because I can tell you what, man. Illinois, I tell you what. You can say whatever you want about. I can't remember the coach's name right now.
From where?
My brain.
Illinois.
Oh, Burt Bielema.
Bielema.
Yeah, Bertie.
Bielema is not going to overlook
No.
Indiana.
No, in fact, he's probably going to go in there and shove it down their throats with a running game, is what he's going to do.
You got to go, man. I feel sorry for everybody that's got to go to Iowa. Anybody, dude. Kinnick Stadium might be the hardest place to win football games at.
At night,
that might be the hardest place to win.
At night, that is a ruckus. Kinnick Stadium at night is almost on the same level as Beaver Stadium at night. Almost. And hats off to Iowa for one of the greatest new traditions in college football with the wave, but between the first and second quarter. Love it. I want to go to an Iowa game just to experience that and be a part of that. So that's on my bucket list. But yeah, Kinnick Stadium is no joke, dude. It's no joke. And neither's Autzen Stadium. We learned that too.
Yeah, there's another place you don't want to play. You got to go out there, man. That's not easy. That's not an easy place to play either, man. That place is going to be rowdy, man. It's loud. They're rowdy, and Oregon's going to put a great product on the field. They recruit very well, and they have a very good coaching staff. And good luck going out there. Yeah, I think that's something that nobody's really talking about. Speaking of which, I don't see anybody talking too much about Oregon this year. That could be kind of dangerous for everybody.
I know it.
You kind of dismiss Oregon. No one's talking about Oregon.
No one is. They're very quiet,
don't
dude.
Don't dismiss Oregon.
There has been a very, very quiet offseason for Oregon. They had the big injury at wide receiver that's obviously going to hurt them. They have a new starting quarterback. But they have been quiet this year. I think I said this the other week, and I think it's true. I think I might have said this to the Washington guy during our Washington preview, which you guys will see next week. I think Ohio State humbled the Ducks in the playoffs. I think they got humbled out there in the Rose Bowl. And I think they've spent this offseason kind of licking their wounds a little bit. At least their fan base has. And they'll be back. They'll be chirping again. They'll be loud. They'll be quacking, I should say.
They'll be quacking.
They'll be quacking at us again at some point. There's no doubt about it. But a quiet duck, I think, is a dangerous duck. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think nobody's talking about them, and I agree with you, man. I think they got humbled in that Rose Bowl game, and they realized like, okay, we gotta reevaluate some stuff here because the difference between when we played Ohio State at Autzen in the Rose Bowl, Ohio State took it up. We didn't take it up, but they didn't ratchet up a notch or two. That was full throttle.
Was.
So don't sleep on Oregon. I think that's a big mistake. Anybody that's going to be sleeping on Oregon, that's going to be detrimental to you if you sleep on Oregon because they're going to have talent.
Yeah, they'll be talented. They'll be a top 4 Big Ten team.
10 games.
Yeah, they'll be a top 4 Big Ten team. I agree 100% with you, David. Man, I got a full bank of calls, brother. Anything else on your mind you want to get to tonight, my friend?
Nah, brother, that's good. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you taking my call.
I appreciate you calling in, my friend. It's always good to hear from you, man. Have a great weekend, brother. OH.
Ayo.
Oh man, this is fun, guys. This is fun tonight. All right. They just keep filling in, guys. We have 5 lines. That's how we roll. And so when one goes off, that opens one up for everybody else. We're just going to keep going through them here. Try to take them about 7-8 minutes per phone call here. TG, it's been a while since I got to talk to you.
Yo, what up, Eric?
Oh, I've had a day. How about you?
Yeah, had me a good day.
That's good. That's good. So have you been fighting with any Hoosiers like me?
No, I have not actually.
God, consider yourself lucky.
Hey,
I figured you.
look,
I.
they probably know better with me though. Let's be
Oh, you think that's the case, huh? I I might have to
honest.
have
Well,
you.
I mean, if you really want to try me, because if they see how I roast the Michigan fans, I think you want me to go off on your fan base next. Don't try it.
I
Just
might
don't.
have to let you do that, TG, because I would really enjoy to watch them try to go after you roast them because man, they've really been going after me.
Yeah, no, they're gonna know better. No, trust me. I think with the Indiana fans, they know better than me. I would tell them straight up: your team had a great year, but don't get overzealous and overconfident because you got to see if you can keep that up for the next set of years. The reality is, we got to see how good your team will be this following year. Now, while I think on paper they got a good team, they still got some stuff to prove, including Kirk Cignetti. Now, am I happy about the canceling of it? Like the Virginia game? I think that was dumb of them to cancel that. Like that's not even a top tier team. Like, come on, guys, it's Virginia, who sucked just last year. The Notre Dame game, I'm not gonna lie, I can kind of understand it because I guess for them, it's like if we're gonna do the SEC versus Big Ten, why would we put Notre Dame on our schedule? Like unless they join the conference, we're not gonna play these guys.
I mean, if indeed the SEC and the Big Ten eventually go down that route, then yeah, I agree. But why spend $500,000 getting out of that contract now? Why? They literally handed
I do
Virginia.
know that the Big Ten and the SEC have agreed to do so. Now the question is, what will it continue? That would be the better question because you see how Nebraska's been with canceling their game against Tennessee, which I thought was stupid. I'm like, come on, guys. Tennessee's not going to be good this year. I ripped Nebraska for that. I'm like, guys, you're not making the playoffs. I like you guys. I think you're great. You're not making the playoffs. Like, if you want to make the playoffs, have a great schedule. And I do believe that strength of schedule is going to play factors to whether or not a certain team makes the playoffs. Not to mention the type of games you win and the type of games you lose. Because if you lose to a bad team, you know how that's going to go. I mean, that's what happened. Because no matter how much the SEC want to whine and cry about the freaking schedule, your three teams, South Carolina, Alabama, and Ole Miss, lost to teams they had no business losing to. Ole Miss lost to two teams they shouldn't have lost to.
Well,
Florida and Kentucky.
Alabama lost to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, that's the other part I was going to bring up. Alabama lost to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. And South Carolina, I forget who the three losses were against, but I know they were two teams they shouldn't have lost to.
Let's look it up. While you're looking that up, your thoughts on Dave Portnoy on Fox?
Oh, I'm gonna stop watching Big News. I can't stand that idiot. I'm like, fuck, come on, man. You just canceled your three shows, which probably would have been the smartest thing you've done the entire time. But then you hired this idiot who doesn't know football from head to toe, couldn't tell you anything about football. If it came up, it kicked him in the face. Like, no, and you're doing this to counteract Pat McAfee, a guy who played in the NFL, a guy who has great knowledge. I get a lot of people don't like him, but I kind of find him entertaining. You're gonna put on this idiot. Like, I can understand if you're getting a guy that you know will pretty much irritate a fan base and will get people tuning in, right? Like, no matter how much it may make them rage. That is not Dave Portnoy whatsoever. It is not Portnoy. Instead, he's the type of guy who's going to chase off a lot of your fans. Like, you already lost the Ohio State fan base. I think Ohio State fans are going to stop watching Big Noon as long as that idiot's on there. So yeah, no, I just think it was a stupid move by Fox. It's like that network is dying. Same with ESPN. They're dying. The only sports powerhouses now is like Amazon and Netflix. And imagine that Netflix and Amazon would be the counteract the sports. Like that's just ridiculous.
Adam Dowling sent me a super chat. He wanted to know my thoughts on Dave Portnoy's comments about him wearing the crown to Columbus, Ohio, because Michigan still owns Ohio State, and and in the rivalry. And my response is he better make sure he has a large contingent of security game 1, week 1 in Columbus, Ohio. He better make sure he is well protected on that set because I guarantee you the Ohio State fans will be out there in full force to make sure that their voices are heard on how much they despise this man and his arrogance and that asterisk championship that he's propping up with his prop of a crown helmet. That is my response to that. TG.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I found out the losses. Alabama, Georgia. Obviously, we know they lost to Illinois, but the one game they probably shouldn't have lost to was to Mississippi, and Mississippi State, I think, which was awful. That is actually their worst loss. They lost 27-3, which is unbelievably bad.
You're talking about South Carolina?
Yeah,
they lost
to they
lost to LSU, Ole Miss, and Alabama last year.
Oh, LSU! I'm literally typing in from what their season. Their whole thing puts up Mississippi.
Ole Miss. It was Ole Miss. They lost 27-3 to Ole Miss, 36-33 to LSU.
Yeah, that's the worst loss, and that's to a team that had two of the worst losses in all of college football. So even if they went 10-2, I don't think they get in just because it's like those are two of the worst losses.
Yeah.
Like that was just bad. So you lose to a team that bad?
Apparently. TG, great interview, by the way. You and Sean had. If you guys haven't already, consider after the show sticking around for the interview, or I guess going over to the OHIO podcast YouTube channel and checking out the great interview that TG and Sean had with Von Brodnax, the former 1980s, I believe it was. He was fullback for Ohio State in the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Oh, Eric, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got to look in the group chat for our little podcasting crew here, but I know you saw what Sean sent about Scum's little like, again, FBI, you need a permanent office down there in this program. It is ridiculous. They literally have forged donations and partnerships where it contends to bioweapon lab on Michigan's campus, which is Argo terrorism. From, remember them 4 Chinese people, well, them 3 Chinese people that got arrested, plus that little ISIS guy that got arrested.
I'm looking now.
Did you see that?
I didn't. No, I'm looking.
Literally. It's in our group chat, man. We sent it in our podcast group chat. It was so damning. It's so damning to read. It was like, there is no way you're telling me that these idiots, foreign funds, tens of millions in foreign funds, these guys, they just find a way to get in the crosshairs of the FBI. Again, FBI, you need a permanent office down there. You really do. You do. You need a permanent office. And that's not even the worst of it either. There's even more that's come out about these idiots. Literally, trust me, there's more to come out about these idiots. Let me go ahead and find it real quick, because this is in a different group chat for myself and Sean, and we never really got a chance to put in there. It was, where is this thing? Oh, it's about Michigan. You remember how we talked about them forging, like how they canceled the game in 2020 because of COVID, their entire team got affected with COVID?
Or so they say.
Yeah. Oh, guess what? That was a total BS lie.
Of course. We all knew it was because they were practicing the next day.
Yeah. Because guess who said it? It was Michigan's chief medical officer, Darley Conaway, who said that there were players that tested positive, but not enough to cancel the rest of their season. Like, they weren't in the red threshold, and instead they completely faked that. It's like, if you, and not only that, but I also read the rules as far as if you test positive rate. If you test a positive rate that's higher than a 7.5, a team falling in the orange or below red must proceed with caution and enhance. But if you have if you don't have that, you're fine. Mm-hmm. And it turns out they didn't have that.
Of course they didn't.
So I was like, bro. So let me see if I can forward this to, because y'all got to see this.
He did it, so TG, funny. To save his job. Jim Harbaugh knew how bad of a beatdown Ohio State was going to hand him. They were 2-6.
Oh, no, duh. No, duh.
2-4.
This actually came out now is super funny because it's like it catches on another lie. It's the funniest thing in the world. It's like you idiots find a way to keep putting a bad image on your program in the greatest possible way, to a point where it's like, you know what? Us Ohio State fans, we're just going to sit back and enjoy the show at this point. Y'all,
no kidding.
You do us the best favor.
It's
y'all
a circus.
Really do.
It's like going to a circus and watching the opening act of clowns just tripping all over themselves. It's exactly what it is. It's totally what it is. TG, I got some more phone calls I need to get to, girl. You got anything else on your mind before you head on out?
All I'm gonna say is this: Garrett Wilson proves why Ohio State's wide receiver you, because he just got paid $130 million and basically is the fifth highest paid receiver in all of the NFL.
He got paid. How's that NIL deal working out for him? Pays to be a Buckeye, right?
Uh-huh.
Pays to be a Buckeye.
I'm a little upset that Jacob Witherspoon slipped, but from what I understand, he slipped because he didn't believe he could compete with the talent.
He goes to North Carolina. I don't like to see that happen, but if you're gonna come and just transfer out in a year or two anyways and never, commit yourself, then I guess it's better to do it now than.
Yeah. It is better, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna say this is like, kid, if you got that mindset, you're definitely not gonna succeed at Ohio State. Like, you should believe you got the talent to compete with everybody on this team. You should. That's how you're gonna survive here. I mean, look at Malik Hartford and how long it took him to get his black stripe off. And listen to how Caleb Dobbs talks about him and Jalen McClain. Like, he talks about those two as thugs, which got me excited to watch those two next year. This year, I should say. It got me excited to watch these two. I'm really going to be paying attention because now Caleb Downs got me hyped.
Yes, he does. TG, great call, girl. We need to do a video together sometime, okay?
Yeah, sure.
I'll hit you up.
I would love to do that.
All right, I'll hit you up, girl. Have a good weekend.
You too.
OH. I-ho. There she goes. Sorry, Adam. I kept forgetting to talk about your super chat. We had a couple callers drop out of the queue. Feel free to hop back in. We've got one caller here that we need to get to, and then the phone lines will be open. So feel free to jump back in if that was one of you that jumped out. One of the lines was anonymous. I was really looking forward to talking to anonymous. But Ryan Day's Championship Beer just gifted one OHIO podcast membership, and it went to A. Meadows. Congratulations, A. Meadows, on becoming an official Ohio State podcast member for the month. All right, here we go. Let's go back to the phone lines. I think I know this number by heart at this point. I do know this number by heart. Let's go down to a van down by the river. What's up, Sean?
What's going on, Bogsy?
Man, I'm trying to stay calm, but these Indiana fans just won't let me do it, man. They won't let me stay calm, Sean.
You have one good year since Anthony Thompson played, and you want to run your mouth. I mean, you know what? If you guys can come back and win 11 or 12 games this year, then maybe we'll show you some respect then. But until you string it along and you show that you're not a one-year wonder, just go sit down in the corner.
I just show some
mean,
humility. That's all I'm asking, man. Like Chris and I did not call Indiana a bad team this year. All Chris said was, I think they come back a little bit this year given the schedule they play. That's all he said. He didn't say you guys are trash. He didn't say Kurt Cignetti's a terrible coach. He didn't say any of that. Now he did make fun of the fact that Will Howard stomped out Kurt Cignetti like a cigarette. He did mention that, but that ain't a lie. That's truth. He did do that on the sideline.
I was honestly, I was happy for them that they started to get their program turned around.
I was too.
I actually thought Kid Cincinnati, brings some fire to the Big Ten. I kind of like having another team that's confident like that and will talk and go out there and play hard. I'm just like, hey, if it makes the conference better, I'm all for it. But man, act like you've been there before. I know you guys haven't won anything in a very long time in football, so it's all new to you guys. But man, it's almost like talking to Michigan fans.
It
how
is.
Delusional they are.
It is, except the difference is they've never won anything. It's like they haven't even cheated to win anything. It's like, so just show some humility, guys. My gosh. The fact that they can't, it's ridiculous. I had enough. I was like, and then Tyler, on top of it, I was going to let it go. I called you Tyler. Sorry, Sean. Tyler, I was staring at Tyler's comment in the chat. That's why I said
Derek.
that.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I think Tyler called me Wildman or Chris one time tonight already. So, anyways, long story short, I was going to let it go, Sean. I was going to let it go. I wasn't going to say nothing. And then they go out there and cancel the game with Virginia and pay him $500,000. I'm like, you cowards. I'm cutting loose.
Why the heck would you? I mean, I can see where some of these schools are probably going to say, you know what, we're not going to play any tough non-conference games. We're going to get our wins up. That way it gives us a better chance of making the playoffs. I get that. Even Urban Meyer said, what's the point? A lot of these, he said if he was a coach, he wouldn't be scheduling any hard games anymore because it's going to hurt your chance. He goes, my job is to win games and get to the playoffs. He goes, I wouldn't be scheduling tough non-conference games because it's not going to help you.
That's fine, but don't cancel the ones you already have. And who said anything about Virginia being a hard game, Sean? Come on.
I know. It might be for them, though. I mean, if you're scared of Virginia, then you really got some problems. I mean, honestly. You shouldn't be running your mouth if you cancel a game against Virginia because you're scared to play Virginia. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give them all the respect in the world when it comes to their basketball program. We they're the best in the Big Ten when it comes to basketball. I'll give them that, but
your coach
football, you guys have.
Yeah, come on. 100%, Sean. You're right. Your coach grabs the microphone before he's ever coached a game for Indiana, says Ohio State sucks, Michigan sucks, and Purdue sucks, right? And then he says,
"Well, he's right. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, though. I mean, he was right about 2 out of 3. So, I mean."
And then on top of it, he says we're the best team in the state of Indiana, and he loses to Notre Dame. So it's like, okay, all right, buddy.
Yeah, see, he was trying to copy Jim Tressel. When Tressel made that halftime speech at the basketball game.
Listen, Sean.
Calling out Michigan.
He is no Jim Tressel.
And it blew up in his face.
He is no Jim Tressel.
No.
That's like calling the devil Jesus. Come on, man. You know better than that.
I'm just saying he was trying to copy Jim Tressel. He was trying to pull Tressel, and, it blew up in his face. So, I mean, I give the guy, you know what, you want a coach that believes that they can do that, but, man, you might want to take a step back and, if you want to call Michigan and Purdue out, go ahead. But when you want to call us out, you better back up there. Yeah. And now we don't, it kind of makes me mad that we don't get to play them this year. We should get, that's one thing I don't like about this new conference scheduling, because we should get to play Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana, Illinois,
Purdue,
Penn State, and Iowa every year.
Yeah.
Penn State. I mean, we should get to play those teams every year. I mean, especially like the older Big Ten teams that we've always played. We should still get to play those teams. This be this tradition. But I guess, the way new college football is, you're going to have that, adding all these new teams to the conference.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, great
And one
interview.
thing
Great interview that you and TG had yesterday, man, with Vaughn. That was awesome. I want to encourage everybody to go over to the OHIO podcast YouTube channel after you're done and check out that interview. It was awesome.
Man, what a great guy. Just an awesome guy. I mean, great. Had some great stories in there that he was telling us. I mean, he even had one about Woody Hayes, which was really cool because you don't really get to hear many people talk about Woody. So, I mean, it was awesome to get a Woody Hayes story, and some of the other stories that he told were quite awesome, and it was just cool to hear that.
Yeah.
I do want to.
Yeah, go for it.
I do want to give a shout out to your stepson.
Oh, okay.
Show him the dude needs some love. Tell everybody his stats, what he did yesterday. 7-7.
Yeah. So his first ever game at quarterback. They moved him to quarterback. He's a linebacker, defensive end. He loves defense. It's what he's good at. Offensively, he's always played offensive line. He's always been kind of a bigger boy, and so when you're playing Pee Wee, Sean, you know if you weigh a certain amount,
Weight limit.
they put you on the line. And so not that he's built like me or anything. He's not my biological son. He's my stepson. So he didn't get his size from me. He was always a solid kid, but he kind of grew up the last couple years and all that baby fat's gone, and now he's just toned. And he wanted to play running, be like a fullback type of lead blocker. The H, they were talking about putting him in at the H, and that is going to be his natural offensive position. But the quarterback got hurt, and so the backup quarterback for the last 2 years for 7th and 8th grade didn't come out this year to play freshman ball, and so they moved him to quarterback. And since the starting quarterback's hurt, Xander had to be quarterback. First game, he went 20 of 25, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, what?
Dude, that's awesome. That is so awesome. You told me that. I wanted to make sure to give Xander a shout out. That's just awesome. Congratulations to him. Keep it up, man.
So we'll see how it goes for him. He's obviously built to play defense. That's his love. That's where if he's going to be able to play at the next level beyond high school, it will probably be defensively. He broke the 8th grade middle school sack record last year, so he's pretty good, and hopefully he'll be able to translate that into a free education. Maybe that's what we're hoping. But here's what's great, Sean. The kid's really smart, so he's probably going to get an academic scholarship already because he's like straight A's and doesn't even have to study. He's got like a photographic memory, which he memorized the playbook like in a week. I'm like,
playing quarterback's going to help him on defense too, to understand what I mean, that'll help him. He'll be intercepting passes, and he'll just make him that much better of a linebacker. So that's awesome. And who knows, he might end up being the next Dwayne Haskins, man.
Dennis, he will never beat Dan's sack record. Did you all see what happened on the Voice of College Football show with him where he called in?
Which one? I mean, he's called in a couple times and just made a fool out of himself. What happened the last time?
I don't know. I just saw a Twitter. I saw a Twitter. Someone cut it up and put it on Twitter. He's talking to what's his name over there at the Voice of College
Mark Rogers.
Yeah, Mark Rogers. And he's doing his typical Dan stuff. And Blue Wolverine sent Mark Rogers a $50 super chat if he would hang up on him, and he did. I'm like,
Well,
well, I was like, that's bad all around, dude. You're talking with him and you're giving him a platform, and then second, you're taking money. I was like, Mark Rogers, man, he can flat out be bribed, apparently. I was like, it's bad all around.
I hope. What I hope Diesel's on down to Virginia and finds Blue Wolverine and puts a beat down on him.
Oh,
So that would make me happy.
I don't think Diesel Dan knows the direction to Virginia. Come on.
No, but we can put him on we can all super chat and get him a Greyhound bus ticket and send him down to Virginia.
Oh Lord. Oh man. This is just bad all around, man. The stuff that happens on these things, man, is just wild, Sean. It's just wild.
Oh, it's crazy. The internet's a wild place, and these podcasts. It's so much fun, but man, sometimes it just goes off the rails, Eric, and especially when you have Dan and when he starts talking about Burks, and it just all goes in a whole nother direction.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does, man.
Did they ever have that second face-off or not, or did they get canceled?
They didn't. Nope. It didn't go nowhere.
Ah, man.
It didn't go nowhere.
Of course, the first one was pretty rough. We both watched that train wreck, and I'm kind of glad they didn't do another one.
I do not think Dan will. I don't think Dan's gonna ever call back in. Did you all hear what I said to him?
No. What school did he go to? I missed it that night.
Madison Plains.
Madison Plains. I've never heard of it.
It's a little farm school south of Logan, Ohio, I think, or London, Ohio. South of London, Ohio. And it's the southern school in Madison County. It's west of Columbus. And it's a little farm school. And the years he said he played, I went and looked up their record. They were like 1-9 and 2-8 or something like that. And I looked up the rosters and everything, and his name isn't there. I'm telling you, I don't think he even played. But here's the thing. He was on Kennedy's chat, and I called him out. And I said, why did you lie about this? I said, and he just like vanished. He knows I'm going to ask him if he calls. I'm going to call him out on it. Why did you lie? That's all I want to know, man. Like, no one believes a word you said, and now it's true. Everybody knows it's not true. So why'd you lie? I just want to know the truth, you know? And I don't think he's ever going to want to face me for that.
No. And you're that close to Columbus. If you'd have been that good, you dang well know how many colleges are around there. I mean, even if Ohio State doesn't call you Capital, there's Ohio Wesleyan, Malone. I mean, there's so many schools that, would have picked you up there, Dan. So, I mean, maybe he got all them stacks on
PlayStation.
Xbox, and that's what he was talking about. PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah. And,
back then it might have been Tecmo Bowl, he was playing.
Do you all remember when he got all upset one night and dropped the call, and then he had his friend call in? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Do you I am convinced. I'm convinced that was actually him.
It sounded like that dude was from like Deliverance. He sounded like the biggest Appalachian Hilljack,
I think Dan knows how to do like multiple voices. Because remember, he called in as a British Michigan fan, which was fantastic. I loved that. I thought it was great. Yeah,
But he might have multiple personalities, Eric.
Chris is saying he's bipolar Betty.
It's like all those personalities. You think one would be, enjoy. We'd like one of them,
I was willing to help the young man out with his channel, answer questions for him, give him advice. And when I would try to even communicate this stuff with him, he ignored it, and it was kind of sad. So Aaron says he remembers Dan's friend was named Russ, short for Rusty, right?
Uncle Rusty.
Uncle Rusty. Like,
Hey, Uncle Rusty, out there listening? Call in if you are.
do you think those two got CB radios in their diesel trucks? Hey, Uncle Rusty, got your ears on. 10-4, buddy.
Might be out in the barn working on a tractor. You never know. Might be out plowing fields.
Whenever you guys say Deliverance Dan, all I can think about is that little bluegrass ding 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 ding.
Oh, dueling banjos.
Dueling banjos. That's all I can think about. The little kid playing the banjo, and then the other guy playing the banjo.
The banjo boy. Oh man.
who looked like President our last president in the face, man.
Joe Biden.
Joe
Oh my
Biden.
God, he does.
Joe Biden had the squinty eye thing, just like the kid. It was like the kid from Deliverance became our president.
Wow.
You ever seen that meme?
You know what? I've never put that together till now. Oh my gosh, you're so right.
There's a meme. It's got their pictures together. It says the Deliverance kid became our president. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks real, dude. Yeah.
That's great.
Hey guys, the phone. We're right now. There's no one in the queue. The phone lines are open. If someone else wants to call in, if you want to call in tonight, 567-483-1999 is the number. I'm gonna take this off real fast. Aaron is in the chat. Aaron, I want to show you something. That's Aaron's plaque that he gave me, and I put these little hooks on them for my hats. So Aaron makes these Ohio plaques, and I put these little hooks on them so that I can hang some of my hats on here. So I wanted to show everybody that tonight. So thank you, Aaron, for that. I really appreciated that. That was my plan for that. And then I have a big black one over here. You can't really see it behind the College Huddle logo, but this one right here is a similar thing, but it's black. You just can't see it on the wall. But I added.
I'll tell you what, Aaron's one good dude, man. Aaron's part of our group text that we have, and he's just an all-around good dude. I've talked to him a few times. He always supports our show. He's always in the Ohio podcast chat. So shout out to Aaron, man. Talented dude and just a great dude all around.
Oh my gosh, Troy, you son of a gun! You people are. I'm never gonna even. I'm not even gonna respond to that, Troy.
Troy's awesome too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey, next time you talk to Lacey, just tell her I hear your favorite time of day is noon.
I'm not gonna say that. Whatever that was in reference to, I know is not good. Lacey's too sweet for me to go down that path and start.
Oh, she's. I guarantee you right now she's cackling away,
probably
just laughing.
She probably is. Lacey and my wife really like each other. They both say hi, and they both got cute little dogs. So
I'll tell you what, Lacey's a sweetheart and such a great person and a great friend. I appreciate her, and she's just a good person all around.
Yes, she is. Sean, I was working on the magazine. By the way, I see Chris is in the chat. Chris, did you do Penn State? I can't find Penn State. If you didn't do Penn State, that's okay. I'll take care of Penn State. But I was working on the magazine, And I was thinking about our schedule as I was working through it. And, our first caller, Phil, the Notre Dame fan, when he called in earlier, I don't know if you were listening or not, Sean, when our
What
first
a great call. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back into the chat because you're good people, and call again, Phil.
Yeah,
I mean,
I really like a lot of those guys over there at the Always Irish. I've gotten to know quite a few of them, and I respect a lot of them. They're very knowledgeable football fans, and of course John Kennedy's he's my guy, man. He's my dude.
that last show you had with him was off the hook, man.
Yeah, wasn't it fun?
That was an awesome show.
Yeah, it was.
That was a great
good.
show.
Hey, and I'm looking forward to Sunday, dude, because Ryan's gonna be with us, man, again. So that's gonna be a great time. But
awesome.
Yeah, Ryan Miller will be with us again. We're hoping to raise about $500 this Sunday night for our second library for 2nd and 7. I'm actually going to probably let everybody know what my Venmo is so that all 100% of the money will go directly to it instead of 70%, since YouTube likes to take about 30% off the top of everything. But we need to raise a little under $500 for the second library now, and that'll be coming up this Sunday night with Ryan. But let me get back to my point that I was making with Phil. I was going through this schedule, thinking about it again with Ohio State. Of course, Chris and I are doing all these previews, and we break down everybody's schedule. We give it a prediction. Ohio State's road schedule this year. Have you really stopped and thought about it? The road games. At Washington.
Illinois.
At Illinois.
Washington.
At
Wisconsin,
Washington. At Wisconsin, sorry. So at Washington, at Illinois, at Wisconsin. Not an easy place to play. At Ann Arbor.
All three of those places.
At Michigan.
4 right there.
4 of them. 4 difficult road games. If Ohio State goes 10-2 and makes the college football playoff, and if they go 10-2 and one of those losses is to Texas and one of the other ones is just in the Big Ten, we that's probably good enough, Sean, to get to the Big Ten championship game, more than likely.
I wouldn't, honestly, I don't know because I haven't looked at everybody's schedule, so I don't know how tough, Illinois or Oregon's or Penn State's schedule is. You probably know better than I do.
I don't think anybody goes 9-0 in the conference this year. So 8-1 probably gets you there. It probably gets you there.
The good thing is that we got Penn State at home.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing is, though, the one game that I really think, Michigan's always going to be hard in Ann Arbor, and with what's happened in the past. But Illinois is the game that I worry about, just because we never play good there.
Yeah.
And in the past, I've heard players say it's just an awful place to play. The atmosphere's not that good.
The weather's usually stinky because it's windy and rainy, and but I tell you, that fourth game, I was telling Phil. He asked me about our quarterback situation, and it's true. That fourth game, our first road game of the season, we opened the Big Ten on the road at Washington. That is one of the most difficult environments on the road for a first-time starter to ever play in. That is not a gimme.
Even a veteran quarterback, because that place is, the way they designed it for it to be so loud. That stadium shakes.
They're on a 20-game home win streak, John. 20-game.
What's that?
They're on a 20-game home win streak. Washington is. They stink on the road, but they're awesome at home. Last year, I don't think they won a road game. Like maybe one road game they won last year. Maybe. They might have went 0-for on the road, to be quite honest.
But Judd Fish is a good coach, And, going across, when you got to travel all the way out there to Washington, that's a cross-country flight. It can screw up. Kids could be jet lagged, can screw up their, everything's so screwy when you go with the time change and time difference. So you never know how a group of young kids are going to handle it.
Roy James, hey everyone, my good friend John Paul Peters, aka the Big Nut, is having his fundraiser next weekend, July 25th, 26th, and 27th. Please come out and support a great cause. It's at Jimmy Buckets in Fremont, Ohio. Good news, Roy, we're gonna be there on Saturday. We're gonna be there. I think we might even get Sean to show up and meet us there.
What time are you guys going?
Probably in the around sometime in the afternoon. I'm going to get with Big Nut here this weekend, and we're going to get that flyer, and we're going to post that. We're going to talk about it on Sunday night. We'll have you and TG promote it on Tuesday as well, Sean, on that show. But we
no problem.
Yep, we're going to go, and we're going to be there. We're going to be there with microphones in hand. And we're going to interview a bunch of Buckeye fans. We're going to talk about this upcoming season with everybody. We're going to pass out information about the podcast, make some new friends, try to build our community there as well, and raise some money for Big Nut's fundraiser for the scholarship fund that he has for Ohio State. It's a good all-around event, and so we're looking forward to it. That's next Saturday, July 26th is when we're going to be there.
I'll be there.
All right, brother.
I'll come. I might have to work till 4:30, but as soon as I get off work, I'll go home and take a quick shower, and I'll head out to Fremont and meet up with you guys.
Sounds like a plan. This is an interesting comment, and Tyler, I'll get your response here. Jeffrey McDowell, after last year getting that extra rest and actual practice, I don't want to play in the Big Ten championship game, to be honest. I have thought about that. It was an advantage for Ohio State. It was an advantage for Ohio State to get an extra week and a half of rest and get reset. And then they had the momentum after that. They had all the big mo after that. So, all right, Tyler, man, great phone call, brother.
Sean.
Sorry, Sean. How many times I call you Tyler tonight?
Twice there, wild man.
Dang. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm tired, man.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Appreciate no problem, Tyler, Sean.
Thanks, wild man.
Is this Monday night? What are we in the Twilight Zone? I don't know, man. The other night I was on the college huddle and I kept calling BYU Baylor. I'm like, there's nothing in common between the two. One's a Mormon school and the other one is a Baptist school that doesn't go to church. I mean, there's nothing in common.
I do got one quick question. What's the next fan base that you're going to tick off? I mean,
I don't know. Probably Penn State. Well, Penn State. I always pick on Penn State though. I pick on Penn State, but most of the time, about 50% of the time, Sean, their fan base agrees with me. They're fed up with it.
Well, but you know what? That's one thing about on X and on the internet. That's one fan base I've never got into it with is Penn State people.
What is there to get into with us? We own the rivalry the last decade and a half.
But I mean, I don't even see them talking trash to anybody else. So
they are getting into it with. They've been getting into it with Notre Dame lately. Yeah, John Kennedy was talking to me about that. He's like, man, I don't understand these fans from Penn State, and I think they got their panties in a bundle because Notre Dame beat them in the college football playoff.
They pissed that game away, man. They should have won that game against Notre Dame. That was theirs to win, and they blew it.
Sean, what do we always say?
James Franklin did it away.
There you go. That's it. That's what they do.
All right, brother. Have a good night, my friend.
All right, man. Thanks for calling, OH.
IO, go Bucks.
Go Bucks. All right, man. We do have another phone caller in the queue. Oh my gosh. Are you surviving?
Dude.
Are you surviving?
Dude, I take 1 week off. You've pissed off Indiana fans.
I did.
You're calling Sean Tyler.
I did.
Baylor is BYU or vice versa.
I did.
You got Portnoy getting hired by Fox. What? I feel like I just can't go anywhere.
You
I
can't.
can't take a day.
You cannot. Okay, so here's the sick, twisted thing. I did all of this to get you.
Did you lose my Penn State preview?
You never sent it to me.
Oh, it's there.
It's not.
Maybe not.
It's not. I've looked multiple
It's done.
times. Is it done?
It's done. I must have just not sent that one to you.
Okay, cool. Because I started it and I was like, he must have forgot it. And I was like, well, I'll start to write it. And then I was like, no, I better ask him first. Because if he did already write it, why?
Although, depending on how quick you want it, because I probably won't be back in town until Sunday.
That's fine. Because I can get the rest of them.
Okay.
Oh
man.
Are you surviving right now?
No, I am not.
Have you lost hair?
I'm hanging on by a very thin thread.
Are you? Okay.
You know, hair was a valuable commodity before, and it's worse.
Ugh.
It's worse, man.
I
may have more hair on my chin than I do on my head now.
So you're gonna be looking forward to getting away with me next Saturday and going to Fremont, Ohio.
Oh man, I'm so excited for that, man. That is going to be such a great time. Getting up there, going to Jimmy Buckets, hanging out with Big Nut and a bunch of crazy Buckeye fans, people who maybe we actually won't irritate.
Yeah.
You know, but to answer Sean's question, by the way, the reason Penn State fans don't trash talk is because Penn State sucks. They got Franklin. They suck.
I've tried to poke them a couple times. A few of them take the bait, but most of them end up agreeing with me. That's the thing.
You know what? I bet if TG and I get on there and do a video about them, that'll get them going.
I don't know.
You're too nice, man. You're too nice.
No, not according to Indiana fans. Not according to the Hoosiers.
They know. They drink hot dog water.
Well, that's you and me, I thought. This guy, one of the guys' response to me, he thought he was being cute. He says, "If I were you, I would be more concerned about my health." And I was like, "Okay, he's trying to make a fat joke, but it sounds like he's threatening me." It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I was like, "That's not a good burn at all," but thanks, I guess. I think I responded.
Yeah,
I responded with, "Thank you so much for your concern."
So seriously, though, I do have to ask, what in the blue hell is Fox thinking?
Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
What in the world are they thinking?
I think that if you want my honest, they weren't. They're looking at it as a way to try to combat ESPN Game Day. And because they've ESPN Game Day is definitely going to be highlighting more. What's his name? Pat McAfee, right?
Yeah.
Pat McAfee's making a name for himself, and this is their response by trying to go with Portnoy. And so, like I said, Fox just went with the Temu version of Pat McAfee.
But here's the thing. McAfee at least knows football. He played the game.
He played the game, yeah. What Portnoy knows?
He knows the game.
Portnoy knows pizza, right?
And funds.
And trust funds, yeah.
The guy is a complete idiot. He is the typical ignorant, arrogant, asinine Michigan fan. That's all he is. I mean, this guy is a complete moron. I really think Ohio State fans should just boycott the entire network. Unless the Buckeyes are on there, boycott the entire network.
You might have not have been.
Do not even turn on Big Noon.
Well, you heard.
Don't even look
Did you
at
hear what my suggestion was at the beginning? The chat liked it. It might be time to do an OHIO podcast Big Ten show or preview show.
I say we do it.
We have the
Or if you
perfect
want to go on a bigger
platform.
level, Eric,
The college
if
huddle's
you
the
want to go on a
perfect
bigger level,
platform.
do a college huddle.
Yeah, the college huddle's the perfect platform. We have all those guests who might hop in from all those podcasts to talk about their big games that day. It might be the perfect
Do a
platform.
college huddle pregame. Yeah. Do a college huddle pregame that leads into our Buckeye game watch. Love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to consider it. Now the one thing is I do want to go to more football games this year. That's the one thing. I am going to the Texas game right now, so as of right now, that's my plan. So
Well, that's okay. I think we've got enough hands on deck that we can man this thing.
probably. We probably do.
So, yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, I got to let you go. I got some craziness happening here, so
Good luck.
I will talk to you later.
Good luck. Keep that sanity. Just 2 more days.
Yep.
Later on, buddy. OH.
All right, OH.
IO.
Good luck.
There he goes. That's the Wild Man. What a fun night, man. What a fun night tonight, everybody. Again, I felt bad that we had some people drop off the line. They were waiting in line. We had at the beginning of the show, after a couple phone calls, we ended up with like every line being filled up, and then a couple people dropped off, including that number that was anonymous. That one has me intrigued. I wonder if that was Dan. I wonder. Anyways, this was a fun night, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping in. Make sure you stay tuned to the OHIO podcast. You never know what you're going to see. You're going to at least see UCLA preview tomorrow. We have our UCLA preview. That'll drop tomorrow. I'll be dropping a video on Saturday, more than likely, Saturday morning. Make sure you go over to the College Huddle and subscribe to that channel. An awesome Virginia videos up right now. Tomorrow we have a Big 12 simulation video that was a lot of fun to record. That drops tomorrow. And then I'm recording with our newest member of the College Huddle, which is a Ole Miss channel. So we're going to be learning about Lane Kiffin in that video. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you everybody in the chat tonight. We appreciate all of you. Also, big shout out to everybody who gave super chats tonight. Adam Dowling with a $4.99 super chat. Phil Haig with a $5 super chat in the call of the night. Thank you for calling in, Phil. Bobby Mack, a $2 holla. Ryan Day's Championship Beard gifted a membership to A Meadows tonight. Thank you for keeping the lights on, guys. We appreciate that very, very much. And of course, everybody, make sure you check out Sunday night's live show, 8 o'clock Eastern, with special guest, my cousin, Ryan Miller, number 43. He'll be here. We're going to be doing some 2nd and 7 things, and make sure that you're here for that. And if you are willing to donate some money, Sunday night will be the night to do it. We want to try to raise somewhere around $500 for the second a little free library we're going to try to get up before the season starts. That's our hope. That's what we're aiming for, but we'll do it as the money comes in, everybody. Thanks again, everybody, for a great show tonight. We'll see you all Sunday night. Make sure you check out the videos tomorrow and Saturday as well. And until next time, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH, St. Carmen, Ohio, with all your heart. You all know what to do. OH! Go Bucks.